Hi guys, I am Samandar Singh from Department of Mechanical Engineering, RA College of Engineering and Information Technology, Kukas, Jaipur. Today's topic is axial flow compressor. Proceed to vertex flow. When a fluid has an angular velocity as well as velocity in parallel direction to the axis of rotation known as vertex. The word vertex implies the motion around a curved path about a fixed axis of rotation. It is in an axial flow compressor, the flow is vertex flow. To balance the centrifugal force which is subjected to the rotating fluid, a radial pressure gradient is necessary in the vertex flow. Type of vertex flow. There are two types of vertex flow. First is force first vertex flow. As shown in figure, in force vertex flow, there is some external torque needed to rotate the fluid mass at constant angular velocity omega, which is result in an expenditure of energy. From the above figure, we have the cylindrical vessel containing a liquid up to ml. The liquid takes the shape of the parabolic after starting the vessel rotation, which having the particle A on the liquid surface at a distance x from the y axis. Let capital W is the weight of the particle, small w or omega is the velocity of the vessel, angular velocity, that is radian per second. Centrifugal force can be calculated W upon g into omega square x. By resolving the horizontal forces, we have the r sin theta equal to W upon g into omega square x. In vertical direction, we have the r cos theta equal to W. By the equations, we can get tan theta equal to omega square x upon g, and the distance y can be calculated by integrating the equation 0 to x omega square upon g x into dx, and can be getted as y equal to omega square x square upon 2. Now second, free vertex flow. There is no external torque needed to rotate the fluid mass. The fluid rotates either by the internal action or due to the previous rotation imparted to it. In free vertex flow, the time rate of change of angular momentum should be 0. By considering an element of mass m at a radial distance r from the axis of rotation, we having the tangential velocity c can be obtained as the c equal to c upon r, which is obtained by the differentiating the mcr, mass, velocity and distance r, with respect to the time. The equation of motion of a vertex flow. There are 3 points. First is A, that is pressure force P into delta I on the fixed A ED. Second point, pressure force, that is P plus del SP upon S R into del R into delta A. C, centrifugal force mc square upon R. Mass of the element is given by P into delta A into delta R. So the centrifugal force is P delta A delta R into C square upon R. Now the equating the forces in the radial direction to the centrifugal forces. So we have the P plus SP upon SR into delta R delta A minus P delta A equal to P delta A delta R C square upon R, and differentiating the del P upon del R delta R dot delta A equal to P C square upon R delta R into delta A, where the del P upon del R is the pressure gradient in the radial direction. From hydrostatic law, the pressure variation in the vertical plane is del P upon del Z equal to minus of P into G. Total derivative of P is given by del P upon del R into dr plus del P upon del Z into dz. Now put the values of del P upon del R and del P upon del Z in the above equation. Let the total derivative of P is dP. So the dP is P into C square upon R into dr minus P G into dz. and p can be taken common, and that is dp equal to p into c square upon r into dr minus g into dz. Now operating characteristics that include the compressor surge, compressor choke, compressor stall, rotating blade stall, individual blade stall, and stall flutter. The compressor operates with a large range of speed and flow, delivering at stable pressure or head ratio. The compressor is designed to operate at low rotational speed in a stable condition. When the compressor steers up, there is an unstable limit of the operation called surging, which is shown in the figure performance map of the surge line. When the back pressure is high, so due to this effect the surge point occurs and pressure cannot pump against this high head, which causing the flow to separate and its direction will be reversed. The compressor surge is a complete breakdown of the continuous steady flow through the compressor surge. The surge is a reversal of the flow, which results mechanical damage due to high fluctuation of the flow to the compressor. It is an unstable operation and should be avoided. The cause of surge is uh, to increase the rotational speed of the impeller and to decrease the mass flow rate, or both can be used the compressor surge. Now compressor choke. In compressor choke, where the flow reaches Mach number 1 at the blade thread, a point is arise where no more flow can pass through the compressor. So this point is known as compressor choke point. The phenomena is known as the stall walling, as shown in the figure. Compressor stall, there are three different stall phenomena in this: rotating stall, blade stall. Most prevalent type of stall phenomena. It is type of compressor stall mainly commit of large stall zone covering the several blade passes. It propagates in direction of the rotation and adds some fraction of rotor speed. Individual blade stall, it occurs when the entire blade around the compressor and annulus stall simultaneously without the occurrence of a stall propagation mechanism. Third is stall flutter. Stall flutter is a phenomenon that occurs due to stalling of flow around a blade. This phenomenon is caused by self excitation of the blade. Compressibility effect of the compressor. To provide external experimental data on compressibility effect and to determine the value of Mach number corresponding to entry velocities relative to blade, which bring about poor cascade performance, a high speed cascade testing is required. With that there are two major effects takes place, such as overall level of the losses increases, range of the incidence for which losses are acceptable is drastically decreased. So due to this, off design performance of the compressor is definitely affected. At the hub radius, the stator Mach number is usually highest because of the increased whirl velocity required to give the constant work input at already in the rotor. The stator Mach number is to be lower. This is due to that they are not affected by speed of the blade. A pair of double circular arc blade is entered in the direction as on the figure, aligned with the leading edge with the supersonic velocity. When the flow along the section surface increases, the Mach number is also increases. A shock structure is assumed in which the shock stands entrance to the blade section, striking the section surface B at B, extending in front of the blade at C, the finally bleeding back similar to the low wave. The long across the shock may be approximated by the normal shock loss taken for the average of Mach number at A and B. Cascade test. This is important to note that the flow near the central region of the cascade blade is 2 in a well-designed cascade tunnel. This is achieved when a large number of long blades are employed to operate the tunnel, and cascade tests result in two main items of the information, such as angle through which the ear is turned for a minimum loss. Second, the corresponding profile drag coefficient from which the cascade efficiency may be determined. The first diagram is the compressor blade cascade tunnel and typical test result. A blade cascade tunnel mainly consists of an arrangement where a stream of air is blown or sucked by a number of blades which are in the terms of the straight cascade. To eliminate interference effect due to the tunnel wall, the length of the height of the cascade are made as large as available air. The cascade is placed on a tunnel that's why its angular direction relative to the inflow duct can be set to any desired value. The device enable tests to be made on cascade of the different incident angles of the air entering into the cascade. To measure the velocity and pressure by pilot tubes and L-shaped tubes, the direction of air are taken by different type of instruments such as cylindrical or low zoners. Both the instruments possess same operations in which instruments rotates about its axis until a balance of pressure from two holes is obtained. The direction of air given by the bisector of the angle between the two holes. The cascade notation is shown in the figure. To perform a cascade test, first of all, take the following assumptions: camber, angle theta, chord C, and pitch S. The pitch of the blade will be fixed, and the inlet angle alpha 1 and outer angle alpha 2 of the blade are estimated by the chosen setting or stagger angle H. Then the angle of incidence 1 is fixed by the suitable air inlet angle alpha 1. Since I equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 1 dash, to get this y appropriate setting on the turntable, the pressure and the direction measuring instruments are transversed along the blade row in both the position at upstream and downstream. The loss will be dependent on the magnitude of air velocity which entering into the cascade. The loss is expressed in the dimensionless form by dividing the inlet dynamic head. Now numerical on axial flow compressor. The axial flow compressor has a tip diameter of 0.95 meter and a hub diameter of 0.85 meter. The absolute velocity of air makes an angle of 20 degree. The measured from axial direction and the relative velocity outlet angle is 56 degree. The absolute velocity outlet angle is 56 and relative velocity outlet angle is 28. The rotor rotates at 500 rpm and the density of air is 1.2 kg per meter cube. Determine axial velocity, mass flow rate, power required, flow angle at the hub and the degree of reaction at the hub. Now the solution. First we discuss about the velocity triangle. At inlet we can get the velocity triangle, this one, C1 having the alpha 1 angle and W1 having the angle alpha beta 1 with the axial velocity CA. Now U can be calculated as pi d n upon 60. Blade at hub UN equal to pi d n upon 60 b have the 223 meter per second. From the inlet velocity triangle, tan alpha 1 equal to CW1 upon C1 and tan beta 1 equal to U minus CW1 upon CA. By adding the above equation, we can get U upon Ca equal to 10 alpha 1 plus 10 beta 1, and U equal to Ca into 10 alpha 1 plus 10 beta 1 equal to, putting the values of 10 alpha 1 and beta 1, we have the U equal to Ca into 2.0146. Therefore Ca is equal to 123.6 meter per second, constant at all the now the point second, the mass flow rate, that is equal to m equal to pi by 4.95 square minus 0.85 square into 1.2 into 123.6, that is m equal to 20.98 kg per second. Power required per unit kg of the compressor gas is WC equal to alpha lambda U into Ca 10 beta 1 minus 10 beta 2. That can be, by putting the values we can get the answer. The total power required to drive the compressor is WC equal to m into 29.268 equal to 416 kilowatt. Now D point, at the inlet to the rotor tip we have the Cw1 equal to Ca10 alpha 1 equal to this one. By using free vertex condition, that is Cw and 1 equal to this one, and hence the flow angle at the hub can be calculated as 10 alpha 1 equal to Cw upon C1 equal to 73.452 upon 123.6, and can be calculated as 0.594. Alpha 1 equal to the tan inverse of 0.594 equal to 30.72. Similarly, 10 beta 1 equal to the formula 4n upon Ca minus 10 alpha 1, and beta 1 can be calculated 50.43 degree. 10 alpha 2 into Cw upon C2 equal to this one, and alpha 2 can be calculated 58.89. Similarly, beta 2 can be calculated 83. 10 beta 2 equal to 0.1472, or 10 beta 2 can be calculated. The degree of reaction at the hub is given by Rn equal to Ca upon 24 into n 10 beta 1 plus beta 2, 10 beta 2, that is equal to, by putting the values we can get the 37.61% is the degree of reaction. Thank you.